with the news that's right on up. Ooh, I'ma funk you right on up with the news that's right on up. Oh, keep your head bobbing to the beat. You know I'm gonna give you the tea. Yeah, I don't got a lot of rhymes, but you know I got a little time to tell you what's going on in the world. Tell you what's going on. I'm your girl. Oh, you know how it goes. Let the beat flow. Hey, me and my husband heard this song today in the car. And it's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna open a podcast up with this. I do not own the rights to this music, but y'all gonna strike me anyway. Ring a ding 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 dong. Ring ding dong. Ring a ding 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 dong. Hey. Hey. What's up, yo? Oh, it is like hot here today, so it's just like one of them hot days, but it ain't cold enough. I mean, I turn my air on, period, scratch it, but tomorrow is gonna be like back to no air weather, and it's just that weather that's trying to make you sick. It really is. But tomorrow's moving day, y'all. Oh, I delivered my plants to my mother-in-law's house today so they could be saved. Because last time I lost too many plants in my move, and I can't do it again. I'm going to lose a few leaves. I've already done that, but I ain't got time. So doing that, me and my husband, more errands, more things to get for the house, and more documents to sign, and just can't wait till Thursday. I'm not trying to rush the whole process, because as chaotic as it's been, I just live in every moment. So it's really what I've been doing. I'm actually in a decent mood today, shockingly. Even though sleep is what is sleep to me? Nothing. It means nothing to me anymore. I need it though. My back was holding up a little bit. I didn't take no pain meds, which is cool, but I know I'm gonna need them eventually. That's about it, y'all. Just packed and cleaned some toilets today, you know. Gotta keep the toilets clean, even though the moving process is going. Gotta stay clean. But yeah, it's getting real. My dog, she's getting to this teenager phase where she whines. Like, if she doesn't like something, that's her way. My husband was like packing his clothes on the bed, and so she's scared of the hamper. So if you dump the clothes on the bed, she was like whining. She came over to my side of the bed, and she's just like, and like she's like telling me like to make him get this stuff off, and she does this like frowny face. It's like hilarious. This dog is like morphed into several different animals since we had her. I wasn't gonna say people because she act like a person, but that's about it, y'all. Just cracking up with my dog, just trying to make it through. Tomorrow I'll be staying in an Airbnb. Prayerfully it's a decent one. And just I threw away a lot of food today, cleaned out my refrigerator. We weren't at this house long enough for this move to be incredibly hard, because last time I moved, I was at my house for like 3 years, and so we really didn't accumulate. Really, if anything, we downsized a lot. So this move ain't been too bad. Tomorrow the movers come. My husband's been moving a lot of stuff on his own to storage. I keep telling him not to do it because, you know, we gotta pay these movers for something, but the man can't be stopped. He won't stop. He just gotta keep it going. That's about it with me. Gonna hop into this news right quick. Get my lyrics back to playing, cause Pandora just have a mind of its own. It just throws songs in here that I did not ask for. Alright. I'm taking a drink of water. I left my good water bottle at home. Anyway, let's get into it. Top stories. Potential jurors in Trump's hush money trial will be asked these questions. I don't care. Trump tweeted something really funny about how he's going to miss his son's graduation. The sobbing Russ armorer Hannah Gutierrez was given a maximum 18-month sentence in a fatal shooting. I mean, she's actually lucky that she just got 18 months. Although she hopefully didn't intentionally kill somebody, it's just kind of crazy that that happened. Boeing defends the 787 Dreamliner safety after a whistleblower alleged structural flaws. The Chiefs player Rashid Rice is getting sued for $1 million by his victims. Of course. If I found out a freaking football player hit me, baby, you getting sued with everything. WNBA was tonight. Caitlin Clark goes number 1 with the Indiana Fever. And then this other girl went to like the Pacers or something. And then this other girl, the Brazilian girl, went to Chicago. And then Angel Reese, who's like talked about a lot, she went to Chicago. Taylor Swift's fans are not happy that Travis Kelce was liking Instagram posts of Donald Trump's at a UFC fight. Listen, Kelce, everything you do will be monitored by these people, okay? There's no more freedom in your life, little boy, if you want it to be. I mean, you're dating a billionaire, so it's okay. So the 2 bodies recovered amid the missing Kansas mom investigation search turns to a murder probe. This is like the craziest story. It's almost like an episode of Ozark's for real, man. The 2 bodies have been discovered in rural part of Oklahoma into the disappearance of the Kansas mother who went missing at the end of March. The remains were found in rural Texas County and will be transported to the Oklahoma Chief's medical examiner to determine the cause and manner of death. Veronica Butler, 27, and Jillian Kelly, 39, both from Hugoton, Texas, have been missing since March 30th. The 2 moms have been driving to Oklahoma to pick up her children for a birthday party in Kansas. The 2 women were considered acquaintances as Kelly supervised Butler's visits with her children, who had been living with their paternal grandparent, Eva, in Oklahoma. Now, Eva allegedly is the killer. This whole thing is like, these people were a part of a sovereign community or whatever. I don't know why this lady would even marry somebody in something like that, because sovereign communities are kind of like cults from what I've told. And so the grandmother supposedly, allegedly killed these 2. They tried to and then they got friends in the community that are as a couple, and her husband happens to be a butcher. Supposedly, allegedly, they all got together, took these 2 women out. They were going to try to put their car on a horse trailer, but the car wouldn't fit, so the car got left out, and that's when because people were searching for them, and they found it, and they found drops of blood and yada yada. But yeah, it's crazy. Officials said the 2 moms were reported missing that day, and their blood-soaked vehicle had been found abandoned in rural Oklahoma near the Kansas border, but the pair were nowhere to be found. The day before the bodies were found, 4 people were arrested and charged in disappearance. And 4 suspects are charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping. And yeah, the Adams is the paternal grandparent of Butler's children, and Colum is her boyfriend. So grandma and her boyfriend, child. Cole and Cora Twombly have been in an 8-year relationship and are friends with them on Facebook. And that's the couple that are the butcher. Y'all, you know this is going to end up being a Lifetime movie for real. But rest in peace to those ladies. Alright, let's see what's on this crazy X app. The pilot of an experimental aircraft fell out of the plane and struck the tail, causing a crash that killed him and his passenger. No doubt, it was really good. Gwen Stefani still got her voice. I'm just a girl. I almost opened up with that today, but I just didn't feel like it. Shares of Trump Media plunged more than 13% on Monday after the company filed to issue millions of additional shares of stock. U.S. officials expect the possible Israeli response to Iran's attack over the weekend to be limited in scope and most likely involve strikes against the Iranian military. They just got all them weapons. Atlantic City Mayor Marty Small Sr. and his wife are both charged with physically and emotionally abusing their teen daughter. At least 19 women in the United States reportedly became sick after they got Botox, either having gotten an injection from people who were never licensed and trained, or, yeah. So cars were stopped and chains were used to block traffic lanes in the Golden Gate Bridge as the protesters against the war in Gaza also blocked traffic in Chicago, New York City, and Seattle. Yeah, it was bad in Chicago. Like, people were trying to get to the airport and they had to literally get out their car and walk to the terminal. Listen, I already had a bad experience with Chicago, and this is just gonna scratch it off the list. If I gotta fly, I'm flying places that are less likely to have this happen. Chicago's just already off my list, but that just makes it even more. An 81-year-old Ohio man has been charged in the fatal shooting of an Uber driver he believed was working with a scammer who threatened him and his family last month. Yeah, this man literally pulled a gun on this lady. I don't know how. The whole thing makes no sense. She was 61. He shot her outside of his home because he thought she was working with a man who called him pretending to be an officer of a local court. Mr. Brock received some scam calls by a person pretending to be that. He thought that she was his accomplice. She didn't have any idea what he was talking about. She arrived at the home and approached the front door. Brock confronted her with a gun and asked her who she was working for. He took her cell phone and prevented her from getting in her vehicle and driving away. When she tried to get away, he shot her once. Then there was some more exchange between them. Mr. Brock was at some point injured to his head, and he shot Miss Hall a second time. There was a conversation, then he shot her a third time. Only after he shot her a third time did he then make contact with authorities to report the incident. Hall did not threaten Brock, have a weapon, or assault him. In a statement, Uber had spoken to the family. That's so sad, y'all. I'm not about to watch this video. That's so sad. Just trying to make a living. That's sad. Alright, let's see what else we got. So here's what Trump said. Who will explain for me, this is my Trump impersonation, who will explain to me, to my wonderful son, Barron, who's a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not to be allowed to attend his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years, because a seriously conflicted and corrupt New York State judge wants me in criminal court on a bogus Biden case, which according to virtually all legal scholars and pundits has no merit and should never have been brought. This fake case is solely meant to attack crooked Joe Biden's political opponent in Maine, who is seriously leading him in polls for purposes of election interference. The judge, Juan Merchant, is preventing me from proudly attempting my son's graduation. Seems very unfair, doesn't it? But it's the whole event is unfair. Many fake cases that are perpetuated by the White House in order to help the worst president in history by far get reelected and are unjust scams. We won't let this happen. We will make America great again. Somebody said, Dear Baron, your father will not attend your graduation, not because he's on trial for 34 felony charges in New York, not because he tried to hide his dalliance with a porn star while your mother was pregnant with you, not because he did not, not because he's denied leave by the judge. He hasn't. It's because he didn't bother to attend the graduation or any of your 4 step siblings. Not the Power Ranger, not Fredo, not the love of his life, not the one he doesn't remember. Sally, it's who he is. If it's not about him, it doesn't matter. I'd imagine you must be relieved to not have your graduation turned into a fundraising spectacle or a campaign rally. Enjoy your special day without the circus. Regards, Jack. Man, what a clap back, buddy. So this poor girl, she got stood up on her date and she went viral because of this. Let's take a listen. Okay, if it plays.
She gives me I have my hair by Lainey Monet. She gives me a wait for just her being so kind. She gives me that. I have this beautiful dress. I have this necklace. I love this necklace. My sister gave it to me a while back. And I am wearing a beautiful matte lip. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. You guys know I just moved. So I was talking to this guy for a little bit, and I can't wait to go. I'm so excited. It's been about an hour. He changed location 3 times. 3 times. If you're not gonna take this seriously, leave me alone. You're waiting to my DMs and message me from BLK. Leave me alone. I put a wig on, I put makeup on. I'm like, if you're not gonna take this serious, this is my life. Like, everyone is saying, oh, posting this and that. This is my life. This is my profile. If I want to post me trying to go on dates and finding love, I can do that. Without going my shit. And then message me and say that you want to meet up, and then you change the location 3 times, and then after that, delete your number and block me from BLK and Instagram and online. Leave me alone.
Please leave her alone. I hope she found love, but more importantly, I hope she finds self-love. Sad. I feel bad for her. So Honey Boo Boo's Honey Boo Boo, Mama June's kids is coming for her.
Just I don't hang around think they're gonna steal my money now. You was the one that stole it, so you need to pay me my money back. $35,000 could have paid for 2 semesters for Lana. But this is the truth to be had. If she was gonna stay in Colorado, if Jalen gets stuck and sentenced to a year, are you really? You're being negative, bitch. You're not a supportive mother. He's like he's gonna will be year of probation. I'm worried. Spending $10,000, her losing the $10,000 had me back home. Who cares? It's investing in your daughter if you lost $10,000. You lost $500,000 to a bag of crack, bitch. God forbid I want to drop out of college and waste $10,000. What I do with my money is what I do with my money. I don't tell y'all what y'all do with y'all's. Like, here, Lana, here's $35,000. Yeah. If Mama wants to have like a relationship with me, is I don't hang around. She's the reason you're famous to begin with. Right now, I don't know how the I'm gonna pay for college. Honestly, Mama, I don't. It's like, Mama, you don't really give a you took our money. That's the real problem here. Like, that's the problem. I got my dollar so hard, but it's gone. I used it in my journey. Woo! Oh my God, bro. You can't be honest. I've been honest about this. That's the issue here, Mama. I've been honest, dumbass. Just the fact that you're just sitting here and you're okay with the fact that you took the money from her. I just don't up decisions. Okay, I just up decisions. But consequences are going to come back and bite you in the ass
send Honey Boo Boo to college. As long as Honey Boo Boo been on that network, TLC, y'all can't send Honey Boo Boo to college. Mama Joan was a crackhead? Wow. I knew she had some issues, but wow. Alright, y'all. I'm still sad about that Uber story with that lady. That was so sad to me. I hate that so much. I don't like that stuff. Two of Don Staller's, one of Don Staller's players, Camilla, which I said went to Chicago, and she said she is happy. She's so proud. I'm not talking about the rap beef no more. I'm over it already. People don't know how to beef right no more. Alright, let's see what's going on TMZ. Kendall Jenner, 818, team accused of AC/DC mural damage. Wow, interesting. I don't know how to get the stupid ads, but y'all really are evil for these ads. Evil. TMZ, I ain't right. Let's see what else we got here. Donald Trump appeared to be asleep during the first day of his trial. He probably was. Keanu got him a girlfriend. He kisses his girlfriend with his eyes open. Johnny Depp is buying a $4 million Italian castle. The Golden Bachelor, they're already getting divorced, and their families are they're feuding over all this stuff. Be so fake. Joker 2 comparisons to La La Land, all a part of filmmaking. I hope Joker 2 is not a musical. I'm gonna be so. Y'all gonna make me still keep my track record of not going to the movies, cause ain't nothing to see. And if y'all freaking make the Joker a dang musical, I will not be there at all. Okay? Alright. Let's see what's on Dear Abby. What Dear Abby's yapping about. I haven't read this in a while. There's nothing on there I want to read, y'all. Still kind of lame. Alright. Let's see what's on Reddit. Why buy fast food anymore? Costs have skyrocketed and quality has plummeted. When is enough enough? I can tell you that some fast food quality is not terrible. And maybe I've just gotten used to eating fake food. Right now, especially in my situation, I have no pots and pans, so there's that. I feel like fast food is going back to original purpose for me. Something to grab when I generally don't have time. True. I like the adventure of going to Popeyes. They come up with new inventive ways to get my order wrong every single time. I stopped buying fast food whenever last the store across the street sells a large one-topping pizza for $8. I'll pay for pizza, not much else. I haven't had a craving for pizza in a while. Quality has never been worse. Even the salad I had the other day from upscale fast food was whiffed with bad lettuce. Yeah, I mean, food quality is, the restaurants are so hit and miss for real. It is. I haven't even had a craving for real lobster in forever. What are some subtle signs a person is not quite alright mentally? Shoot. A lot of them. This is gonna be a long list. My brother's very repetitive. He will ask you something, you'll answer, the conversation around you will continue, and a few minutes later he will ask again, maybe a little different. This will happen again and again with him asking the same question in a different way, with long pauses in between, almost as though he's trying to get you to answer a certain way. Eventually he would just get up and leave the room dissatisfied. Sometimes he would text me days later confirming my answer to the question. It's so weird, but he's harmless. He's a diagnosed schizophrenic. I don't know a lot about schizophrenia. I know it's scary, but a lot of people seem to think it's not. I don't know. Every time I see like schizophrenia or bipolar, I assume these people are really, really like evil. And I'm not trying to be mean. Isolation from other people, little to no social battery, because in their minds they think they're bothersome. Speech patterns are good indication. Mania can make people talk really fast, or depression can make people not speak at all. How they speak the words used to dictate issues. Personal hygiene, yeah. When you stop showering and taking care of yourself, that is a sign. Brain fog, insomnia, running multiple social media accounts. Is that me? I think it's good that people are getting more aware of like mental issues though, because a lot of people that we know and love have them, but just have never gotten treated with them at all. Alright, let's see what's on Am I the A-Hole? This music is making me sleepy. Am I the a-hole for telling my son I love a divorce if it meant taking my wife with me? My son and wife have been butting heads recently. I don't think she needs the burden. The situation is my son is 19, a freshman in college. We told him to apply for colleges where he could get merit scholarships. We don't make enough to pay $80,000 a year for college, and we make too much for financial aid. He decided to go to an expensive private college to study art history. My wife and I were very upset. He took an intro in psychology course and thinks he knows everything now. He's home for break and he's been snapping at his mom too much. He came to me later and said that I needed a divorce. Boomers like me are miserable because they refuse to divorce when they're unhappy. I'm not even 40. I don't even know how he connected my anger at him with my unsatisfaction in marriage. He said that both my wife and I were miserable in our marriage and we'd be better off apart. I told my son that I love a divorce if it meant I'm taking my wife with me. I cut ties with everyone else. I didn't tell my son this, but she's the only thing keeping me together. My wife wasn't making my life miserable. Everything else was. My son was upset. He said he was only trying to help me. He don't know nothing. I know so many people with them kind of degrees and they don't know nothing. And you should let him figure out some real stuff in life and stop paying for that college. Then he'll have a reality check. Somebody said not the a-hole. Your son might be mean well, but he's crossing some major boundaries. Yeah, he gotta live long enough. You can't tell people, if you've never been married or never have children, don't tell people that stuff, because you don't have a clue. put him in his place, say, look at my marriage to your mother is no concern of yours. Matter of fact, you're causing us so much stress. How about men and men take care of your own stuff? What? Am I the a-hole for not giving my boyfriend a free pass after I slept with his friend? My boyfriend is 25 and I'm 24. We've been dating for a bit under 2 years. Recently, we've been getting more experimental in the bedroom. I pitched the idea of a threesome with another woman. I'm bi, and he suggested his friend Jess, who is also bi. I had met Jess quite a few times, and she's very good friends with Ryan, and they've known each other for a long time. He was upfront with me when we met, and they dated for a few weeks, like 7 years ago, before amicably splitting due to lifestyle differences. Jess and I have hung out a few times, just the two of us, and I consider her my friend now too. One day when she was over, Ryan pitched the idea of us hooking up. I was just a big shock, but I agreed. We got down to business, and it was nice. I thought we all had fun. We done it a few times, and I thought everyone is on the same page, and it's not weird. But now it is. The other day, Jess stayed over and slept in our bed with us. Ryan went to work early, and it was just Jessie and I. I woke up to her trying to initiate sex with me politely. While I was interested, I declined, saying Ryan wasn't here and he wouldn't be okay with us just messing around. She then showed me she had texted Ryan earlier, specifically asking permission to sleep with me without him. He responded, "That's fine as long as I get a free pass too." I thought for a second and came to the conclusion that the idea of him and Jess together didn't upset me, as I trusted both of them, so I was okay with him sleeping with her as long as he told me about it. We really should have talked about the details more, because this is where it all went wrong. And Jesse and I did sleep together without Ryan. It was fine and all, but when he got home later, Jesse asked him when he wanted his free pass. He said, "Not sure yet. Gotta try to talk to this girl at work who I want to use it on." Both Jesse and I were confused, as we thought he meant a free pass with Jesse, but apparently he meant a free pass with anyone, which I was not okay with. I knew I trusted Jesse, which is why I agreed to it. I told him this, and he said it wasn't fair that I could sleep with whoever, but he can't. I told him it's not whoever, it's the one person that we trust. As he then left us to resolve the argument, Ryan said the threesome with Jesse is mostly for me, as he isn't all that attracted to her, so he wants someone different. I kind of feel like I got trapped. So I told him no. Now he's not speaking to me, and I can't tell if I'm the a-hole or not. Y'all all crazy doing this threesome crap anyway, because that's all it's going to lead to. And maybe he did manipulate you. You don't even realize it. He was setting you up. Somebody said your relationship is over. Somebody said your relationship is doomed. Somebody said dump him and get with Jesse. Not the a-hole, your title made it sound like you cheated. In context, asked why wouldn't you have thought that meant the friend? Why didn't he really assume? Blah, blah, blah. He's looking for permission to cheat. Technically, y'all all cheating anyway, honestly. Like people say, the relationship's doomed anyway, so y'all either need to take a break and figure out what y'all want or what, because it's not going well. I don't want to read that. Am I the a-hole for calling my wife's affair partner's wife? The title found out that she has been having an affair, and I know the information on the person and his family, etc. Are we in the process of a divorce? But my attorney doesn't let me sway one way or the other. I'm sorry that I should have been more clear. I didn't mean to say right now we're in the process of divorce, but I'm thinking about it afterwards once it's finalized. Somebody said I did this, found out my wife was cheating with a rich older man, and I called his wife to let her know. She thanked me and profusely told me she had been wanting a reason to take him to the cleaners, which she did after hiring a private detective to gather evidence. I mean, at this point, all gloves are off, so however you plan on getting your revenge back, I don't think you would be the a-hole for deciding that. Alright, let's get into some Reddits. Or some story time. So 60 Days In is a show that comes on in Indiana. They had Indiana officer on there, and he did a bunch of fraudulent stuff, and the judge was literally fed up with him.
Today is that day. You are not the law. Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Knoll is awaiting trial on 25 felony charges related to tax fraud and misappropriation of funds for personal use. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Now, Knoll appeared in court to determine if he violated the conditions of his bond. Last month, during a search of Knoll's Jeffersonville home, Indiana State Police recovered firearms that he wasn't supposed to have in his possession. But in the end, the judge had sheriff's deputies put Knoll in handcuffs and took him back into custody. Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences. Today is that day. You are not the law. You don't interpret the law. You don't enforce the law. You're not above the law. What is an appropriate sanction? You know what I think the answer is? 60 days in. That's what I think the answer is today. 60 days in jail, he orders. It's a reference to the A&E series in which Knoll was heavily featured. Today is that day.
He was sick of him. He almost broke that gavel.
We do have breaking news to get to right now. Just coming into our newsroom, a sad ending. The bodies believed to be the two Kansas moms found by police in Oklahoma. This information just coming in right now. 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jillian Kelly, last seen March 30th. Tiffany Adams, a grandmother of one of the kids, one of the people now arrested after Butler and Kelly disappeared. Let's get straight to News Nation's Nancy Liu live on the ground for us tonight. Nancy, tell us what you're learning now.
Well, Natasha, it's yet more deflating news for these communities in the Oklahoma Panhandle. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations had told me that they were searching vast areas of rural Texas County for the two women. And just minutes ago, we heard from OSBI that along with the FBI and the Texas County Sheriff's Department, in a joint operation, they have recovered two deceased persons in rural Texas County, and both individuals are being transported to the Oklahoma Office of the Chief Medical Examiner to determine identification and cause of manner of death. So that means there is no positive identification that these bodies are Jillian Kelly and Veronica Butler, but of course this discovery happened during their massive search for the two women. We are expecting a news conference tomorrow from the OSBI, and of course News Nation will bring that to you live. They have provided very little information about their investigation all along. They have kept things very close to the vest, but this is exclusive video from just yesterday. News Nation on the ground capturing this exclusive footage as they closed in on the four suspects who they arrested yesterday, including Tiffany Adams, who is the grandmother to Butler's kids. And it's suspected that a custody dispute may be linked to all of this, what has turned out to be a case of double murder. But again, the breaking news tonight is that two bodies have been recovered. There's no positive identification of these two bodies. They are now on the way to the medical examiner's office, but these bodies were recovered during the search for these two women, Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. So yet more deflating news to an already tragic story, Natasha.
Yes, certainly, and I know you've been pointing out all night, Nancy, there are 6 children in all of this left without their mothers, but we appreciate you bringing that breaking update straight to us. Nancy Liu live in Texas County, Oklahoma tonight.
That's crazy.
Apparently, some black people from the Americas who are moving to Africa are being unalived. Let's get into it. This is a public service announcement. This is not to scare anybody from coming to Ghana, but these are the challenges because it's new. The Great Migration is happening. So we're going through some things, but the most recent thing that happened to me, which was really shocking and disappointing for me, was I had a police chief here, arrest me and tell some lies so that I would get arrested in a court. Yo, bro, you're not a debt collector. Stop calling my damn phone. I said, yo, unless you have a criminal case against me, do not call my damn phone. That's what you are. You're police. Go do some police work. And he said, when they took me to the jail, one of the guys that was in the court, so after the judge locked me up, the police chief turns around and starts giving the guys high five and thumbs up. I'm like, yo, the police is supposed to be impartial, right? They're sending people every day to now look at the land, trying to resell my land, trying to get me out of here. But I'm not going to where I paid.
That Guyanese American man was discussing some of the challenges that he's facing developing land in Ghana, such as land disputes, something that blacks in America are familiar with, as we saw in Los Angeles, in New York, and really all across the Americas. So a lot of black people from the Americas are under the impression that they're moving on to unsettled land when they move to Ghana, but there seems to be a disagreement between the locals and those issuing the land. The tensions are still high. This family said they had their land outright stolen from them. The paramount chief says it was never occupied. But the local family said they always farmed on the land and now are struggling to feed their kids. The locals even showed the settlers documents to stop them from building on their land. In response, the settlers got firearms and security to stop the locals from coming into their development. But settlers like Nah, who's Jamaican American, said that's not her problem and she paid for her land, which has led some locals to call the settlers the whites because they feel like they're no different than white colonizers. While Ghana may be a beautiful country and you may want to move there, is this the right way to go about it? Apparently.
That's crazy, y'all. Do your research before you rolling up over there.
Everyone has a monkey on their back. Everyone's a monkey ass.
Everybody a monkey ass.
Including you.
I ain't no monkey ass.
Yes, you
know
are.
what? You gonna get up.
Really?
You are gonna get up.
You pointed
Yes,
at
I am.
You
You're gonna get
sister? Go! Get out of my space.
Your space? This is not your space.
Are you the queen of Puerto Rico?
Yes, I am. Queen. Boss. Bitch. That's what I am. A boss bitch.
Who's your protege? Because you're about to die soon, you old-ass hag.
Girl, you wish you looked like me. You wish.
Christy, I'm really disappointed in you. Listen, I need to say a point.
You have a hole in your system. Girl, I know you have a hole. Girl. You have a hole in your heart. Girl. In your stomach. And you know what it is. It's resentment.
Why are you letting Todd eat French fries?
Okay. What?
They're foodies. They're addicts too. They turn to food. Everyone's got something. You love your Moscato.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, go
Yes, I do.
order some. Go
Yes,
eat with
I
your
don't
man.
Hey, my
Don't
man
worry.
is fine right there where he is. You're the problem. And
She invited me.
And she sees it's a mistake. Big fat
It's too
mistake.
late.
Girl,
It's too-
you
I'm
need to
here.
take your little
I'm
rabbit
here.
ass on. You
I
need to take your...
had stomach surgery. All I can out is 2 fries and 1 bite. So you.
Hey, Christy.
Been eating baby food. So shut your
Christy. Heifer, you need to go
monkey
home.
ass.
You know what?
You want to take me to
You know what?
You know what?
Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah.
You are one step from me snatching your ass about out of this damn chair.
Really?
Like literally.
Really?
Like literally.
Do it. What are you going to do?
Wait.
Body love. Everyone has a...
Child, these little women is getting crazy.
I'm literally stuck on you. Stuck on you? Oh, heck yeah. Move your hands back here. There you go. Back here. There you go. Watch your fingers in the back here. There you go. He's taking me. His back's like picking the boat up. Okay. I'm literally stuck.
I don't like, this is why I don't like kayaks. People are like, my husband will be like, we can go kayaking. The boat's too small for me. I need a motor in case I gotta get away. I don't like this. It's just taking me and my little arms paddling. You got gators, you got sharks, you got whales. Like if you was in the ocean, like I can't. Kayaks, I don't mess with them.
Today we are going to take a trip down a not too distant distant memory lane, and we are going to go over some of the messaging that single women experienced and received during that time. Now, specifically, this article was written during Aquarius season, which is another slap in the face, right? Not Aquarius energy. February 13th, 2011, right? When this article came out, I was 33 years old. I'm 46 now. Before we hop into that, if you're new to my content, my name is Miss Aisha. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Clearly, I am an Aquarius sun, okay? And what else am I? Gen X, Jersey girl, the whole thing. Expat, live in Mexico. All right, we got the things. I wasn't those things 13 years ago. When I was really, at 33, I was really just figuring my life out. Now, at 33, obviously I already had my master's degree. I owned my own home, drove a Mercedes. It was just me and my pets. I wasn't bothering nobody. I was living my life. But at the same time, I was not married. And the narrative of that time, I remember going to the doctor saying I'm feeling depressed, I'm having some issues with my mood. And his response to me was, well, it's because you're not married. Like, he literally said it to me. And he was like, if you were married, like, you would feel better. I'm not making this up, right? This isn't, you see it? I'm not making it up. February 13th, 2011. And I was on TV at the time. Like, I've been on TV. I don't think I was on TV. I was doing, like, interviews, but I subsequently was on TV. And people would, no problem, asking me, why are you not married? Why do you not have kids? Like, what is wrong, right? What is wrong with you? Or I would be out, and I used to have a Chihuahua, sweetest Chihuahua, God bless her soul, her name was Phoenix, and I had her on my screen. And people would be like, they would see the screen and be like, well, how come you don't have kids? Like, why are you investing so much time in your dog, right? All types of nonsense. This particular article popped into my head this morning because it was one of the articles that sort of started me on this shame street, on like Shame Avenue, for being single and not being married when I was in my 30s. When this article came out, it broke the internet. My Gen X girlies, my elder millennial girlies will remember. This article broke the internet. This article was on the Huffington Post, and it was the most popular article on the Huffington Post for 2 solid years, okay? It was all anyone was talking about on Twitter. It was the article. Now, Tracy McMillan is the person who wrote it. We will get into her. It's a bunch of boomer nonsense, okay? We're going to talk about it. But saying that to say this, at that time, there were nothing but boomers. Her, Steve Harvey, if you remember his book, Think Like a Man, right? He has absolutely no credentials whatsoever other than failed marriages. This person here has no credentials whatsoever other than 3 failed marriages, okay? I digress. And you remember also, he's not that into you. He's not that into you. The language of that time, the language that an entire generation of women, what we were given was that if you are not married, it is your fault. It is your fault. There are all these men out here, and you are the reason why you ain't got one, right? Nothing wrong with them. We're going to dig into this article because she has 6 reasons why you are not married. If y'all remember this article, drop it in the chat. Gen Z, I'm about to blow y'all's mind. This is the language, the propaganda that we were exposed to. Are y'all ready for this conversation? Because the tea is piping hot.
So, and I watched the series on this. So Tracy McMillan, she's also on that Ring show, whatever, on OWN. And a lot of these people, Dr. Phil, all these people, they don't have any kind of certifications, but they give all this advice, and it's just kind of crazy, and people run with it. Go to the Father. Sometimes God actually says He loves when you single, because He got you out to Himself. No distractions. And marriage does not cure unhappiness. That is a myth, baby. That's a whole myth. But anyway, y'all, pray my strength for tomorrow. We can do this. Woosa, a big woosa. Y'all stay good. I'll be praying for y'all. Y'all pray for me and my back.